Hello, everyone. My name is John Godfrey. I'm the Associate Director for Business Operations within the Housing Department at San Diego State University. And welcome to our video. We're excited that you're here, and we're hoping that this will be informative for you. In this presentation, we will be discussing everything you need to know about the sophomore housing lottery process, including what's different your sophomore year, sophomore quest programming, roommate groups, meal plans, and room selection. Next up, I'd like to introduce Anwar.
Hi, my name is Anwar Kruder. I'm one of our associate directors in the residential education department here at San Diego State University. Let me start off by telling you a little bit about our 2-year residency requirement. Basically, as you may already know, all our first-time freshmen from outside our SDSU local admission area are required to live on campus for their freshman and sophomore years. You may ask yourself, why that requirement? Well, what we found is students who live on campus for 2 years generally have a deeper university connection, higher grade point averages, increased retention rate, increased graduation rate. The sophomore year can be very challenging. You're getting into your core classes for your major or even confirming your major. On top of that, you're getting more involved on campus and time management becomes more of a struggle. Your network is constantly growing and changing, and you are further defining your values and how you choose to fit with them. You're also constantly being asked by everyone, what do you want to do after SDSU? This can be very stressful as we want to give you the extra support you need as you make some very important decisions as you move through your graduation and beyond. So you may be thinking, what's different during the sophomore year? Instead of a resident advisor, each community will be staffed with a community assistant or CA. CAs are student leaders who serve as a resource for the community and have extensive training on various issues that specifically affect sophomores. They will meet with you one-on-one to provide advisement and resources for your specific needs. They will also plan socials and work with our campus partners to provide educational workshops. You will live in a suite or apartment, and as part of that independent living transition, you will have access to a private bath or kitchen, which you will share with your roommates, health and safety inspections, and there'll be a change in the guest policies and community access. What does that mean? Students do not need to show their IDs or check in guests at a front desk. However, we do ask that you remember the lessons we taught you about keeping your community safe. We still do not want you to let strangers in our community or bring people you do not know into your home. After all, you are responsible for the behavior of your guests. Since you'll be living in our apartments and suites, one of the most important things that you can have and consider, and we highly recommend, is renter's insurance. If you're not currently covered by a renter's insurance policy, we highly recommend you enroll in a policy. Rates and information about GradGuard, our campus partner for renter's insurance, will be available in phase 1 of the housing portal process. Meal plans are optional for the sophomore year. You might be surprised that over half of the sophomores this year have purchased a meal plan. We will discuss optional meal plans later in the presentation. We will provide tailored sophomore-focused programming, which will go in further detail, and assignment process is different, which will also be discussed later. And now I'd like to spend some time talking about Sophomore Quest. All sophomore communities offer Sophomore Quest programming that is designed to help you be successful your sophomore year. What do we mean by successful? Well, we want to help you be degree ready, career ready, and life ready. How do we accomplish that? We accomplish that through academic advising to help keep you on track to a timely graduation, planning for opportunities to participate in study abroad, undergraduate research, internships, and other high impact learning opportunities that will set you apart when you graduate. Teach you healthy living options, such as cooking healthy and on a budget in your own kitchen, stress management and mindfulness, and other self-care practices. We'll also go over financial literacy and credit management, as well as expose you to basic budgeting tools. For more information on our Sophomore Quest program, we have a video for you available on our housing website. And now I'll send you back to John for some more information.
Next up, we're going to be outlining the housing lottery process. The purpose of the sophomore housing lottery is to assign first-year students, these are rising sophomores, to a sophomore residential community. Please take a look at the website and review the housing lottery timeline. It is important to remember that the sophomore housing lottery is a 2-stage process. Stage 1, Starting Monday, February 3rd through February 28th, you will be able to log into the housing portal. At that time, you will review the license agreement term length. You can search and confirm your roommate and opt into a meal plan. Stage 2. Starting the week of March 18th, you will receive a randomly assigned lottery date and time. Beginning March 25th, you'll complete your housing assignment by selecting from the available rooms within the housing portal. We will go over each of these items in detail in the following slides. Next up, we're going to be talking about the license agreement term length. What do we mean by review your license agreement term length? The default term length to live on campus as a sophomore is 9 months for the academic year. You may opt into an 11.5-month term that extends your 2-year agreement through summer at the following buildings: Aztec Corner, Granada, and Emmett College. Please note, these buildings only offer 11.5-month term lengths. You may not have a 9-month term in these buildings. Once you opt into an 11.5-month term, you will not be able to switch back to a 9-month term. Next up, we're going to be talking about roommates. If you would like to select your roommate, you can search for your roommate by group details or profiles on the housing portal. To be in a roommate group, roommates must mutually confirm one another. You may only have 2 people total in a roommate group. Very important, please remember that rooms are based on availability during your lottery date and time. If you are in a roommate group, only the roommate group leader will receive a lottery date and time, and that person will select a bed space for both students. Next up, I'm going to introduce Ashley, who's going to be outlining the optional meal plans in detail.
For upper division students living on campus, we do offer an upper division meal plan. This meal plan costs $1,000 and students are given $1,100 for the year. This is split into the 2 semesters. This means that students receive an added value of 10%. For any money that they'd like to add throughout the year if they run out early, the 10% added value is included. This is an academic year commitment, meaning the funds will roll over from semester to semester. All the funds are forfeited at the end of the year. This is a great option for students who are eating on campus frequently because they do receive free money. In addition to the upper division meal plan, we do have 3 traditional meal plans offered to students. We have 2 flex plans, Flex 5 and Flex 7. Flex 5 is offered to students 5 days a week. The students have a declining balance of $26.75 to use each day. This declining balance does not roll over to the next day, so students have that day to use it. The Flex 7 is offered 7 days a week, but students have a little less money to spend on weekends. On weekdays, they can use $25.25 and $16 during the weekends. Again, these balances do not roll over to the next day. Finally, we have our Meals Plus plan. This plan offers 2 different components. First, a declining debit dollar balance, and then swipes that are available to students to use at the Garden and UTK. The declining dollar balance is a balance of $1,876. This declining dollar balance can be used anywhere on campus that accepts meal plans. For the swipes, they are available to use at the Garden and UTK. SDSU Dining is proud to offer over 20 concepts on campus for dining. This is 48 locations campus-wide. All of them are accepted on meal plan except for 2 locations, Trader Joe's and Chipotle. All of the meal plans I've spoken about today can be used at these locations on the screen.
Thank you, Ashley. Great information. Next up, we're going to be outlining sophomore residential communities. The following buildings will be available as sophomore residential communities. 9 months: Watepec, Metapec, Mixquick, Piedra del Sol, South Campus Plaza, Teraztec, Tepeyac and Tacuba, Toltec, Villa Alvarado, Zacatepec, Zapotec. The 11.5-month options are Aztec Corner, Granada, and Emmett College. Units range between 1 and 7 bedrooms. Single occupancy rooms are extremely limited. If you need accommodations based on medical needs, please register with the Student Ability Success Center, also known as SASE, no later than February 14th. New this year, we have virtual tours available for all of our sophomore community areas. Go to our website to check out more details on that. To emphasize this again, we want you to create a plan. Specific room types and buildings cannot be guaranteed. Let me say that again. Specific room types and buildings cannot be guaranteed, as room selection is based on availability during your lottery date and time. Become familiar with all sophomore residential community options. This will help ease your room selection process. We will post regular updates on the website with information on which buildings and spaces are available throughout room selection. You will be able to log into the housing portal and preview available spaces 1 hour prior to your lottery date and time. Next up, we're going to be talking about MAT College. MAT College is an off-campus SDSU affiliated residential community. Living at MAT College can fulfill the residency requirement. Room selection for MAT College is unique and can be completed in one of two ways. Option 1, lease with SDSU housing. You'll complete the sophomore housing lottery process, and there are 7 apartments, 26 beds available. That's extremely limited. Option 2, lease directly with MAT College. Apply for lease with MAT College and then complete the SDSU housing contract release request form within 7 days of the signed lease agreement with MAT College. Return the form to the Office of Housing Administration no later than February 14th, 2020. Next up, we're going to talk about the Greek housing exemption. For those of you that are eligible and have already submitted your letter of intent and contract release request to Fraternity and Sorority of Life, you will be notified of your final eligibility by February 15 of 2020. Okay, we're going to wrap up with next steps. Again, starting February 3rd through February 28th, you're able to log into your housing portal and review your license agreement term length. You can search and confirm your roommate and select a meal plan if you would like one. Don't forget to check your email for additional communications about the sophomore housing lottery. Your assigned lottery date and time will be sent to you the week of March 18th. Okay, and that wraps it up. Thank you so much for your time and watching our video today. If you have additional questions, please feel free to email us at oha@sdsu.edu. Again, that's oha@sdsu.edu. You can also call us at 619-594-5742. Thank you again, and go Aztecs.